Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of Nothing But Rip. Um, Man, we are in October already, guys. Um, it's spooky season. For all my Halloween lovers out there. Um, this is definitely one of my favorite times of the year for sure. I think it's like, you can start feeling just that end of the year feeling and getting into that transition. But the weather's starting to cool down, and it's just I don't know. I just like this time of the year. But yeah, we're moving along. We're moving along. um as you can see, I got a little different setup with my little Halloween decorations. Um, per the per the request of my wife. So shout out to her. Um, if not, I'll probably just have just like the sports stuff and things like that. But yeah, man, I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are on your way to finishing off the year strong. Um, and just getting ready for 2026. 2026. Um, but yeah, we're pretty much there already. We're pretty much there already. Dodger game two today. Um, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We took game one in an exciting fashion. I was fired up. As you were probably able to see if you follow me on Instagram. Um, I was fired up. I was fired up. That was a great game. Great outing by Otani, man. He came in and did his thing. He, had a little rough run in the second, but other than that, man, he was dialed in. He was dialed in, and we were able to hold him to 3 runs that they got in that second inning. But our bats, our bats were cooking. Um, so yeah, I think uh, I think Snell, he could, if he could just come in and do what he did against the Reds in that wild card series, man, I think uh I think we should be all right. I think we should be all right. If our bats stay hot, and we just keep it rolling, and get game two, come home, and wrap it up here. That would be that would be sweet, man. But these Phillies are tough. You can't count them out. That's for sure. Um, so excited for game two. Um, we'll uh we'll see how it turns out. We had an exciting weekend of sports though. Obviously game one, and then um in college football we had UCLA. Shout out to all my Bruin fans out there. Uh, you know, UCLA alumni. If you're out there, shout out to you guys. I grew up a Bruins fan. Um, my dad, he's a UCLA fan, so um, yeah, I pretty much inherited that that fandom, if that's what you call it. But yeah, so uh, UCLA un winless UCLA was able to take out number seven Penn State, who had just came off a tough loss against Oregon. Um, and man, that was crazy. UCLA had just fired their coach, Sean Foster, and they had an interim head coach come in who's been a part of the program for a while, New Heisel, whose dad was uh, a quarterback for UCLA back in the day, and also a coach. And yeah, he came in and turned it around. It looks like they just did a complete 180, and their offense was looking great, and they were able to take out Penn State, which is huge. Which is huge. It's huge for the program. So, hopefully they could turn their season around and you know, do some good things throughout the season. So, yeah, that was exciting, and we had a good UFC match. Pereira and Anikalaev, two from my UFC fans out there. Um, yeah, Pereira, he came in and he wasn't messing around this time. He came in and he took out Anikalaev in like I think less than 2 minutes. So Peloton, he got his belt back. Um, and then we had Marab and Sanhagen, which it was a pretty good fight. It was a pretty good fight. I expected Sanhagen to go in there and give Marab a good fight. Because Sanhagen he has that energy just like Marab, and he was able to sustain that, and Marab was kind of having some difficulties, um, just getting that control that he was able to get with Sugar Sean and his other opponents, but um, at the end, Rob he's just a machine. He's just a machine. I think he had like 19 takedowns, something crazy like that. Um, so yeah, he's just a machine. I don't know like who they have that can, you know, that could give him not necessarily a good fight, but like who can take him out. I just don't see anybody. I think he's ran through that division. Um, so I don't know. But Sandhagen, he was able to give Merab, I think, his best fight that he's had in a while. I think, before Sugar Sean and him fought the first time. So, yeah. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see who they bring up next. But yeah, that dude's just an animal. He's just an animal. So um, so yeah, that was a good fight. We got Du Bronx. coming back this weekend. I forget who he's fighting, but uh, we'll see. We'll see if he could bounce back and go after a title shot again. He took a tough L against Tapuria, who's just he's just dominating right now. Um, it looks like he might be fighting in the White House card, which would be pretty cool. Would be pretty cool. I think they're saying that he might fight Gaethje. Um, but we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, we got Charles do Bronx Oliveira fighting this weekend. So we'll see if he can bounce back. He's always been one of my favorite fighters. So I'll definitely be rooting for him. But yeah, we had week five, week five in the NFL. A lot of surprising games yesterday. Um, yeah, a lot of surprising games. A lot of games that went, you know, in a complete different direction than I was expecting. Um, I think I'll do like a full recap maybe on the next one. Um, Today just wanted to, tap in with you guys and, see just, I think I was out for a while last week, caught a caught a little bug, but um yeah, I'll probably do a full recap of week five on the next one. But we had a lot of great games. We had a lot of great games. Seattle and Tampa Bay, man, they went at it. They went at it. Darnold and Baker were just cooking. I think they had over like 700 total yards, something crazy like that. Um, but Tampa, they were able to pull it out in the end. Um, without Bucky, without their number one running back, without Mike Evans, but they still got a lot of weapons. And Buka, he's coming in and doing his thing. And Baker, he's just he's looking good right now. So yeah, they were able to pull that win out. It could have been anybody's game. It could have gone any way. Darnold had a great game. Um, so yeah, I mean that was probably the game of the week for sure. We got Kansas City and Jacksonville tonight. I think Kansas City they'll be able to take it. I think they're getting their I think they're getting their season going. They're getting their players back, Worthy's back. So um, in Mexico, Viva Mexico! Shout out to all my raza out there. Um, so yeah, I mean it should be a good game though. I mean Jacksonville, they're a sneaky 3-1. Um, so yeah, I mean Lawrence is having a pretty good year. Travis Hunter, he's doing his thing. On both sides. So should be a good game. But I just think Kansas City, they're just looking good right now. Um, yeah. So yeah, we had Denver going in Philadelphia and take out the Eagles, give them their first L. Um, no more undefeated teams. New England, they went into Buffalo and took out the Bills. So man, it's crazy how things can just change week from week. It's just that's what makes the NFL so crazy. It's like any given Sunday, anything can happen. Unfortunately, the Raiders are struggling as usual. Um, so it's been pretty rough, especially with Pete Carroll coming in and Gino coming in. You know, getting Genty, who had a great game last week against the Bears. Um, but I don't think Gino. I don't know. I don't know if he's just not comfortable with the offense or if like he just can't get it going. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough to watch. That's for sure. You know, they got their ass kicked by the Colts, so um, hopefully they could hopefully they could turn it around and I mean it's still early. It's still early in the season. Definitely not hitting the panic button, but um, these first uh, these first 5 weeks have been kind of rough. I mean, besides the first week against the Patriots, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do. Um, what else do we have? We had the Saints take out the Giants. Spoiled, Jackson Dart's little uh, party. He came in and did his thing last week, but um, so yeah, that was kind of surprising. Definitely had the Giants in that one. Uh, Titans got their first dub. They got their first dub. Washington took out the Chargers in LA. You know, Chargers, they've lost two in a row against teams that, from the looks of how they were looking in the beginning of the season, those are games they definitely should have got. But um, I think they're I think they're a little banged up on defense, and um, yeah, it just looks like their offense is just struggling a little bit. But um, so yeah, that was great win by Jaden Daniels. Came back and he did his thing. So um, yeah, overall, I mean, it was a good week in football. I mean, you know, they just keep getting better and better. Like I said, any given Sunday, anything can happen. It's crazy how things just change from week to week. Um, but yeah, I think the top teams right now, I think they're still pretty much, the Eagles, the Lions. I think the Lions they're getting it going. Um, I think Bills are still they're still one of the top teams. I mean, took a tough L against the Patriots, but I think they're still up there. Colts are looking good. Um, and the Bucks, the Bucks they're they're looking pretty good right now. So, but we still got a lot of teams that can turn it around. Um, I expect the Chargers I expect them to bounce back and get it going. So, but yeah, exciting exciting time for sports right now. Lakers, they're getting their preseason started. Basketball, it's right around the corner. So, excited to see what they could do this season with Luca you know back in really good shape. He came in a little on the heavy side. When he came in last season, but um, I think there's probably just a lot going on with him in Dallas. But it looks like he's ready to go. It looks like he's ready to go. So I think he can take a lot of pressure off of LeBron. Obviously LeBron is at this point it's like it's just crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, like I know this might be his last year or maybe last 2 years. I don't expect him to go more than 2 years. It's either this year or next year. Um, so he's already getting it going with golf. So we got the golf, fully activated. So um yeah, I think he's getting ready to hang it up. So but I mean, I don't think anybody saw him going, what is it, his 23rd year? I think it's his 23rd year. Um but yeah, it's just crazy. Just crazy. I mean, I think I was like I might have been like, see, he came in 2003, I believe. 2002, 2003. So I was probably around 11, 12 years old, you know. I'm about to be 34 this year, so yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy. The dude is, I don't know, man. He just he just loves basketball, and he just takes really good care of himself. So, yeah, he was able to sustain it for, over 20 years. But um, yeah, I think he's still gonna be able to be his dominant self. Um, Obviously not as not as dominant, but you know, I think with Luka being back in his, natural playing form, and uh, I think that will be able to take a lot of pressure off of LeBron, and allow him to just, you know, work the offense, be a facilitator, and just be able to not have as much, you know, responsibility out there. You know, Austin Reeves, I expect him to just go out there and do his thing. Um, we got Aiton. Hopefully he could come in and, provide a solid presence under the basket. And, we got some good size this year. We got Aiton, we got uh the other dude, Jackson, you know. So yeah, I think we should be all right. I think we should be all right. I mean, obviously it's no guarantee. There's a lot of good teams in the league, especially in the West. I mean, um, excited to see the Mavs, Cooper and Kyrie and AD. So yeah, basketball is right around the corner. So excited for that for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, right now it's all about the Dodgers, baby. It's all about the Dodgers right now, though. Um, I'm hoping we could. I'm hoping we could take it, man. Hoping we could take it, go back to back, get it for Kersh, you know. Um, so it should be cool. It should be cool. Hopefully we take game two and just keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling. Um, Hopefully Snell could go in there and dial it in and just come back home and just wrap it up here, baby. That's it. And wait for Milwaukee or Chicago. Um, so yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, guys, I mean, like I said, just gonna keep it short and sweet today. Um, just appreciate all the support. You know, um, if you can, just just like, follow, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Really appreciate that. And like I said, if you whatever you guys are, whatever you guys got going on, just keep on keeping on, and let's end this year on a good note, um, and go into 2026, you know, on a good note, and you know, make it another good year. Um, but yeah, guys, I think that's it for this one. Um, so yeah, let's go Dodgers, baby. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.